Okay, hi guys. So we're going to start off today with the kettlebell squat. Alright, so we're just going to go up and back down here, just going for a few reps, just going to get myself going. I'm going to slow down. After about 5 reps or so, I'm going to really take my time coming down towards the floor. I don't want to bang my kettlebell off the floor, one, because I might damage the tile that it lands down on, and the second one is I just want to have control over the weight and over my body as well. So I'm keeping my abs tight, I'm squeezing my glutes, and I'm sitting down super slowly. Here we are from the side angle now as well. So sitting down, or going for 5 quick reps, boom, pop them out. After your first 5, again, start to slow it back down. So here we go, coming down super slow, deep breath in on the way down. You're going to exhale when you're going back up. Okay, so in terms of your back's positioning, just kind of keep the hips back. You want a nice long spine. You don't want to be rounded whatsoever. So I find it's easier to kind of keep yourself looking forward or slightly above eye level. Now everybody's different, but just generally speaking, you don't want to be looking down too much, and you definitely don't want to be raising your chin and looking up to the sky. So that's our deadlift, and the next one here is another variation of it. It's our stiff leg deadlift, or Romanian deadlift. So what our goal here is, we're not going to bend the knees nearly as much as we did with the last one. What we're going to do is keep your knees slightly bent. We're going to press your hips back. We're going to reach forward towards the floor and try to keep your back flat. Okay, so we don't want to round your spine over, so if the weight's too heavy, you may not be able to control it. Try to pinch your shoulder blades together, squeeze the hips, push your hips backwards as you bring your head forwards towards the floor, and push your hips forward as you lean your head back into a standing position. So deep breath in, and exhale on the way back up tall. So that's our breathing pattern for this one here. This is a really nice combination of the two, so just give it a go, and if you don't have a weight, we do have variations. So I was looking around the house slash shed to find things that I could possibly pick up, things that might have a little bit of substantial weight to them. So I've gone for the old punching bag here, and I'm just going to go for some walking lunges. Now you could still do this with your kettlebell. You could do it with like 2 bags, shopping bags, and you can also fill them with, bottles of water or bricks, whatever you might have. Just find something around the house. It shouldn't be too bad. With the walking lunges here anyway, especially on the way back, I would recommend stepping back and slightly away from your center line. Okay, when you step back and away from your center line, it'll keep your balance a little more stable. You'll notice yourself when you're going forward, it's not such a big issue, but when you're going backwards, if you step straight back, you'll find yourself wobbling quite a bit. So don't be afraid to step away just a little bit, and again, play around with this one. Enjoy. Okay, this next one I got inspiration from the film Mulan. Been looking at a bit of Disney Plus recently, and yeah, Mulan's got to be one of my favorite Disney movies, if not my favorite. Maybe Hercules might be up there too. But anyway, we're going for the Romanian deadlift again. So this is the variation we were kind of doing with the kettlebell. So if you don't have a kettlebell, I've just got like a dowel here, or you could even just use a sweeping brush. I've got 2 buckets of water. They're almost mostly filled. You can obviously fill them up as much as you want or as little as you want. The main thing here is the control over the bar, especially if you're using water and buckets. What I've got is my hands well spaced apart. Okay, their hands are right next to where the buckets hang over the bar, and that's just going to keep the bar stable and controlled. So I barely get any splash or any drops of water kind of coming out here, and I'm able to really focus on kind of controlling the buckets, staying stable with it. And again, that's just going to give me like a little bit of better control over my own body and so on. So take your time with this, take a deep breath in, and when you're reaching to the floor, just make sure you're not rounding your shoulders. Even if that means you can't reach the floor, that's fine. My only reason for being on the step is to make sure that I can reach a little deeper into the exercise. After that one, we're just going to play around here. We're going to go again, play around with the Mulan style of training. So we got the buckets of water, just going to lift it up. And again, the main emphasis here is control. So normally I go for a farmer's walk with a much heavier weight. So because we don't have much heavier weight, to make it a little more challenging, I've gone up off my heels and I'm pressing my tippy toes down into the floor, okay? So keep your knees slightly bent, take small steps, okay? We're going to keep going forward. You can do as many laps of your garden or your green or your road as you want, but keep your distance and all that jazz. So even here as we turn, just keeping that control over it. Take a deep breath in. This time, just to make it a little harder, halfway up I'm going to do a few calf raises just to kind of get the calves to kind of burn and bring on a little more of a kind of sensation there that things are going down. So again, moving forward. On the way back, I'm just going to keep facing forward. Small steps, again, keeping your heels off the floor, controlling the bar and the buckets, alright? So keep an eye on it. You can go as slow as possible will be probably the best. I mean, going fast isn't going to do you any good. So slow as possible be really good, and also being able to control that water, that's really challenging all on its own. So, play around with it. You can also clean the garden while you're at it. Okay, last combos. We're just going to go for a step up into a knee raise. I'm also going to throw in a variation for a kind of like a bit of an oblique or ab crunch. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom leg, we're going to bring it up towards the hands. You don't want to be bringing the hands down towards the knee. But what I'm going to do in the moment is I'm going to start to bring my hands down to the right knee, and I'm going to kind of crunch or bend in that direction. Now, some people will just be like, oh, this is just like an ab crunch or something or whatever. But what I'm trying to visualize for myself is if I'm in a Muay Thai match, or like if I'm in a clinch with somebody, I'm reaching over, grabbing the back of the head, the back of the shoulder, and I'm gently pulling them down in towards my knee. Now again, I don't want to go too fast with this. I can, but for the sake of kind of control and really getting a good work, I'm going to take my time, really try focus on the balance, which you'll see me waver here a few times. Again, that's totally fine. It's better to go slowly and get that balance out and get all those wobbles gone, rather than go super fast and keep wobbling and never improve. So again, bringing the hands towards the knee, drawing the shoulder down a little bit here as well. And again, just imagine you're pulling somebody in towards the knee, and you can even pause for a second or two. Great way to kind of finish off the legs, just to kind of get them moving. But another one we're going to do next is also final one we can play with as a stretch. So it's kind of like a Hungarian split squat. You're going to keep your rear foot elevated. You're going to drop back down, try lower or tip your back knee towards the floor. Main thing is to try keep your back up straight and tall. I'm going to turn gently just to show you an option that you can drop down, look across to the side that's in front, and you can hold your knee for stability just to kind of get that stretch.